Hello little buns, welcome back to my home. It has been quite a while since I have done a makeup tutorial, but I've recently picked up an eyeshadow palette that I will reveal to you in the video that really inspired me to put together something nice, something crispy and fried like this, just delicious, really fills you up. And I fought through my allergies to get this to you, so bless me. I'm kidding, it's not a big deal. I literally just have a runny nose, I'm not dying. But just basically, you got the blue and you got a bit of the pink just popping right out in the middle there. You got some nice blue under your eye, you got some nice glowiness going on, you just got some nice stuff happening. So if you want to see how this was created, just keep on watching, it'll be great, I love you. Okay, so first things first, I already did my foundation. What I used for that is a combination of my Chanel LeBlanc primer. This is in the shade Mimosa. It's got more of a yellow undertone than a pink one. I applied my Urban Decay Naked foundation and concealer. In the concealer, I used the shade Light Warm. The foundation, I don't even remember my shade. And I spot concealed with some of my Lise Watier concealer portfolio. The green shade is my favorite for pimples specifically. And then I set my concealer and my T-zone with the Urban Decay De-Slick powder. It's my favorite translucent setting powder. This is a white powder though, so it's not going to do really well on people of color unless you are very light skinned. As you can see, I've hit pan, I'm obsessed. No shame. And then I set the rest of my face with my Guerlain powder, which I've also hit pan on because I'm a disgrace. This is the Lingerie de Peau powder in 4W01. And that brings us here. So we're going to do the eyes first. I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. The original is just fine. I do like the anti-aging one as well because it's basically an improved version of the original. Nice. All right, we are good. We are perfect. So as you might have guessed from the title, I have been very inspired by this new palette from Urban Decay. It's the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. It is so cool. So they've got 5 different rows of colors. There's 20 shades and each row is inspired by a different character. I'm not going to be using a specific character's row. I'm going to be mixing and matching, but I just think the concept is very cool. The palette itself is gorgeous. The actual eyeshadows you can actually pull right out if you want and have them in your hand, which is useful. It also comes with a brush, but I'm not going to be using the brush today because I am picky about my brushes, but it's handy if you are low on selection. So we're going to start the eyes by creating a cream color base. You know what? I lied to you. I am going to use the brush. I'm going to start with a Chanel eyeliner in the color Fervent Blue. This is going to be my color base for most of the eyelid. So I'm just going to be dabbing this sort of all over the lid, sort of dabbing it into the crease on the front and back of the lid, so like that, but I'm not touching the middle of the eye. And I'm going to take the brush and use one of the sides to blend. So I've just zoomed in a bit tighter for you guys so you can see a little bit better what I'm going to be doing. The first real color I'm going to be taking is Metamorphosis. In the bottom corner here, it's in the Alice row. It's supposed to represent Alice's blue dress, I believe. Excuse me. I'm taking that on a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to sort of pack it right on top of where I initially put the blue color base, which was the blue eyeliner. I do want to mention, for those of you that might not consider this right away, is you don't need the exact same brands that I'm using. As long as you have the colors, you can recreate these looks pretty well. So right now I'm just creating that sort of frame on my eyelid with the blue on either side. So eventually the idea is I'm going to be placing a color in the center of the lid, so for now we just want to leave that blank. Try your best not to get fallout or anything on it because that can really disrupt your plans. But we are going to jump right into another color on the Alice sort of row called Reflection, and it's a nice gentle peachy color. This is going to go right beneath my brow bone, not quite into the crease. This is intended to be the transitional shade for the crease color I'm going to be using. So I'm not necessarily blending it into the blue, I'm just placing it right above the blue. Now before I get into the actual crease colors, I need to do my nose contour because my nose contour actually works in a lot with my eyeshadows in every single look that I do. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of my contour shade right below the front of my brow, blending it as I normally do. The contour shade I'm using is from the Smashbox Contour Palette. I believe it only comes in one shade, so it is the taupey color from that contour set. So now for the actual contour, I'm going to be again using that brush I said I was not going to use from the Alice palette to grab a color called Chessboard, which is in the third row here. I'm not sure what character this is. I think it's the White Queen, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just going to be placing that directly in that crease, right on top of the blue. When it blends with the blue, it'll probably create this strange murky green shade, Do not worry, that will be dealt with shortly. What we're trying to do right now is create depth. We're not finishing up the color. I've worked with a lot of different Urban Decay shadows, but these ones are definitely impressing me a little bit more than the others. The others are great, mind you. It's just, these are exciting. So that's where you should be. Get on my level. We're gonna go back in time now and we're gonna finish that center of the lid color. I'm gonna be using a color from the Mad Hatter's row called Cake. All right, so it's kind of like a bright fuchsia. And that I'm just gonna dab and pack in the center of my eyelid, right on top of there. Now we've got that really intense navy-ish blue and this bright fuchsia pink, and those together pretty much, like those to me evoke Alice in Wonderland in my head. So, and the idea is when I look down and my eyes kind of move and flutter, you'll get this shock of pink in the middle of all this blue, and it'll be like super enchanting. Next, we're going into another blue shade. It's called Bandersnatch. Up here, I don't know what character has this row, but we're using Bandersnatch. And this, I have a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna blend it right along the edge of the outer crease to create a lot of depth and a lot of smokiness. Okay, all right. Now, it's starting to look kind of murky up on my lids, so we're gonna have to apply a highlight shade to keep it under control, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be using one with any shimmer because we already have a lot going on and I do not need more attention, like more ridiculousness. So I'm just using a semi-matte highlight shade. Again, this is from the Urban Decay Alice palette. This is the color Looking Glass. Brushing it lightly along my brow bone with a fluffy brush. All right, we're gonna go back to the shade Cake, which was the bright pink on the center of our eyelid, and we're gonna use this in the inner corner. So I'm just plopping that right in here. Be careful not to jab yourself in the eye and then, you know, deal with the leakage of tears for like 40 minutes after, you know, like just love yourself more than that, okay? All right, after you have the little bit of pink under your eye there, we're gonna start working on that lower lash line. I wanna keep things fairly blue, all right? So I'm gonna be using that Chanel eyeliner we used as an eyeshadow base to tightline my eye, especially on the bottom. Don't worry about being too precise here because we'll be blending and applying tons of shadow on top. I'm gonna go back and smudge that with the same brush we used on the top of the lid. And then on top, we're just going to slather on some more of Metamorphosis. That beautiful shade we all just clamor for. Like this. All right, perfect. Wow, unreal. After all of that intense shadow work, you should be left with something like this, all right? So we're gonna give our eyes a little bit of a break. We're gonna do our contouring and our bronzer and our blush and all that good stuff. And then we'll come back to do our liner and lashes and brows. So like I said before, I use the Smashbox contouring palette. It only comes in one shade. And I'm just gonna contour as normal. If you are kind of intimidated by heavy makeup, you may wanna go lighter on the contour if you did this much intensity on the eyes, right? So just, you know your zone and work within it, you know what I mean? Just like, don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. No, you. Something my way than something at all. That's fine. All right, bronzer. I used the bronzer from the Smashbox contouring palette. I'm not a complicated woman. You know, I just like my things compact and together. And this is just suiting my purposes. I'm using a matte bronzer because I like matte bronzer, all right? That's all. That's the only reason. That's it. Now, if you guys watch my live streams, you know Stef Sanjati, she loves her gold highlight, but we're going for cool tones only today. So I'm gonna be using a limited edition Lise Watier highlighter from... So this highlighter is from a few years ago, and it's pearly, so we're gonna use this one instead of you know, my usual choice of golds. So we're just gonna like slather that on my cheekbones, all right? Just like right on there, all right? Perfect, beautiful, loving this. Look at it, wow. And all right, then because I apply way too much highlighter, I like to tone it down with my blush. So I'm not going to go for anything that's really wacky in color for blush. I'm just going to be using a color called Innocence by Chanel. Not because it's the only blush that I own right now, but because obviously I really want to use it. It's just a really gentle pink. It's not intense, it's not show-stopping, because the show-stopping feature on our face tonight is gonna be our eyes. And you know that, because you just put so much effort into them that, you know what, they gotta be. So after you've blended all of your beautiful features together, it's time to go back to your eyelids, all right? We're gonna go back to the eyelids. You wanna have an eyeliner that doesn't make you want to die. The one that does not make me want to die is the Stila Stay All Day HT Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. It comes in a pen form, and it's just like really handy and really beautiful. And it goes on super black, and it doesn't dry out very quickly, which I love. So we're just gonna do that. Now, this is very important. Everybody's eye shape and face shape are different. So if you don't think the eyeliner that I'm doing is going to suit your face, the eyeliner that I'm doing, by the way, is a wing on the back and a wing in the front, which I do in every single look. If you don't think that's gonna suit your face, then do something different, okay? So there we go. That's the eyeliner that I do. So if that's too much for you, do something else. Okay, we have eyeliner on our face. I'm gonna give my eyes another second, because if I don't, I will surely cry everywhere and then destroy all of the work that we already accomplished. So I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna do my brows. You know, do your brows however you want to do your brows. Luckily, I do my brows the exact same color I do my frickin' eyeballs. Alright, apparently, if you guys wanna know, let me show you. I just, I'm using the Urban Decay Electric palette, which has been discontinued apparently in Canada, which makes me really sad, because how am I gonna do my eyebrows after I run out of my other palette that I still have not touched yet? How? You know, how? So I just put pink on first. This is the color Savage from the Electric palette, and I brush it through, and then I use the color Gonzo, which is kind of a turquoisey color, and I put that right on top of the pink, mostly throughout the middle of the brow, and then I like to bring it forwards because I don't have a lot of very visible pink in my hair right now. It's mostly blue and purple. So I just like to go on top of the pink to just sort of tone it down. And that also helps to conceal the fact that I don't have any hair at the front of this eyebrow, because the blue gives it depth. And then I use the shade Chaos in the back of my brow to bring it full circle. So we've got like a pink to turquoise to blue gradient. And now we're gonna do lashes. So I've recently been contacted by a company called Baby Bat Beauty. Actually, you know what? I reached out to them. I did, because I really liked their social media stuff. They were really cute. They were very, like a very small, organized company. I think it's run by one person, if I'm not mistaken, if not a very small team. And they make incredible false lashes, as well as a bunch of different cosmetics, but I was enchanted by their false lashes. Enchanted. That's the name of their false lashes, is Enchanted. This one. They have 4 different kinds of lashes, but I'm using these ones, which are kind of flared. Let me just see if I can show ya. A little bit flared, a little bit sassy. These ones are also cruelty-free, which is kind of rad. And, you know, I just like them a lot. In all seriousness, I've tried every single style of lash from this company, and all of them are fantastic on. They all stay with glue, obviously, but like some brands I find that are really stiff. They kind of like bounce off of your eye throughout the day. That's not the case with these. I'm just very impressed with these, and they often have like sales or coupon codes on their Instagram. I'll put a link to their social media and their website in the description box so you can check them out. Totally unsponsored, by the way. Just for the record, like, I have no shame in getting sponsored content, but this is just, I just like these products a lot. So we're just waiting for that glue to get tacky before we stick it on our eyeball. All right, get tacky. And it's getting tacky. Tacky was a great character from Soul Calibur, very underrated, very sexualized by the fanboys. Poor girl. You know, it's not her fault she had big breasts. It was the art team's fault. So once those are on, you want to let them dry. Unless you're unwise, then you can go just right ahead and just start shoving mascara on them and watch them come off with your brush. Go for it. Go for it. I'm sure you'll love it. We're gonna do lips now. Lips, I was conflicted on for this look, but I have decided I want to mix two different colors. One of them is Jeffree Star's Blow Pony, which is this nice bright lavender color. Liquid lipstick, by the way, it dries matte. With the MAC lipstick, Snob. All right, we're gonna mix these together. I do not want a lot of lavender in the lips, so I'm gonna actually just sort of very lightly dab it on and then put the lipstick on like normal. All right, do you see that lavender in there? It's just like on the inside of my lips. If you actually have lips, if you were blessed at birth with lips, you might actually have a better, you know, success with this look, but I was not blessed with lips. So the struggle here is trying to keep it from being too costumey because the eyes are so dramatic and they're really beautiful. Like you don't want to keep it, you don't want to just pigeonhole the look into costumey because when you get like a lot of stuff happening on the lips, like multicolor weird stuff, it starts to become that. So what I mean by that is I'm basically just gonna keep on blending the lips until it looks like one color. We're gonna do a bit of gloss. This is the Dior Addict Lip Gloss in the color Kiss Me. Put that right in the center of my lip. I'm good to go. You know what I mean? I'm good to go. Everything's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great family dinner down by the golf course. It's gonna be great, we're good to go. All right, then you wanna curl your lashes. Great, awesome. And we're gonna apply mascara. I don't wanna do waterproof mascara because this is not gonna be on my face for very long, so I'm gonna use my Dior It Lash mascara instead of my Chanel Le Volume, which is what I'm always wearing. I also, by the way, if you want a less expensive, it's still expensive, but it's great, but less expensive than Chanel alternative to Le Volume, Urban Decay has one called Cannonball, I believe, if it's still out. It is super, super waterproof, but it's amazing, and it gives the same kind of look, I feel, that Chanel does. I just like the Chanel packaging. All right, and if you want to do mascara on the lower lashes, do it. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. If you watch my live streams, you know this eye likes to water, and it managed to not all the way up until now, which means when I'm done recording and I go to get beauty shots of this eye makeup, my eyes are gonna be leaking everywhere. It's gonna be so cute. It's gonna be so real. I'm gonna go do my hair and put on something more appropriate for Alice in Wonderland, and I'll be right back, all right? Good stuff. And this is the finished look. I really hope you like it. Let me know what you think of this new Alice in Wonderland palette because I'm living for it. I'm loving these colors, it's great. I'm really feeling it right now, you know what I mean? And if you have any other requests for inspired looks, please let me know. I would love to hear what you have to offer the world. So many ideas coming from you guys. So many ideas from so many directions. Loving it. So great. Until next time, just remember everything's gonna be fine. Oh my gosh, I love you. Like, just chill out. Just calm down. It's all good, man. It's all good. And I will see you again very, very soon. I love you so much. Bye. Many of you asking me to address the bathroom laws popping up all over the United States. It is not just North Carolina regarding trans people in bathrooms. I'm not really sure why